Hey guys, this is my first video. Today, in this video, I'm going to discuss about the Realm database for Android. So, of course, for the local storage for your apps, you can use SQLite database, but still, Realm database has a lot of advantage. It is faster, it is free, well documented, and it is easy to Implement. It's like object-oriented implementation. So that is a great advantage of a Realm database. So yeah, let's get started. Let us start. Let us give the application name as Realm Data. So yeah, once the application is built, let us develop a simple app. Simple UI having. Let us take an example of a student database having name and marks. Okay, let us have a few edit text for name and marks, a button for saving, and a text view in order to display the data. Either you can have a text view to display the data that you are going to store, or you can store it in a separate activity using intents. That depends on you. Based on that, you can do it. So the next thing that we have to do is to initialize your Realm database in the Android Studio. So for that, you will have to modify the project level Gradle and app level Gradle. In the project level Gradle, few modifications has to be done. So for that, you can go to the Realm website itself. You can type Realm Android doc and this one, and in search, that is Control F, or can type as application. Yeah. So the entire, like, the complete instruction is given in this site. And in the build.gradle, that is the project level build.gradle, you will have to add this code. You will have to add the class path. That is, you'll have to do certain modifications in the dependencies. Make sure you give the right version. Right now the current version is 3.0.0, which is the latest version. So I'm copying this, and paste it to your dependencies. And also at the app level Gradle, you will have to apply the plugin. Copy, and yeah, paste it here. In the app level Gradle, you'll have to apply that plugin here. That is, apply plugin Realm Android in app level Gradle, and don't forget to sync both the Gradles. Yeah, it'll take some around 10 seconds of time. I'll have to sync both of them, that is project level and app level Gradle. So yeah, after initializing with the Realm database, after the synchronization is done, the next step, you need a base application. So for that, you can, in the same site, you can type as in the after Control F, you can search it for default Realm. Yeah, default Realm configuration. You need to, the next step is to configure Realm to your application. So you need to have, they have given the instructions completely. You need to have a base class. This is just like a base class in order to initialize your stuffs. So yeah, so you need to create a class similar to this in your Android Studio. So yeah, app Java, and I'm going to create a new class, Java class. Say it's my application. So yeah, my class is created. and see that class which is created has to extend application. So you'll have to perform necessary. So yeah, as you can see, you'll have to just copy paste this particular class here, I mean the entire code, all these, and yeah, I have pasted here. And make sure you import everything properly after you're done with pasting it. So yeah, we have initialized Realm database and we have configured it too. So guys, the next thing that you all have to do is to define certain model for your database. Of course, we have our goal is to build a student database, so it'll have name and marks. So for that you'll have to develop, I mean you'll have to create a model, a particular model for your database. So for that I'm going to create a new package. So let us name the package as model, and under this package let me have a Java class. Okay, let's say a student database, so let the class name be student. So yeah, you all need to have a model, right? So in our database we'll have a string value, that is string for name, and also marks. So yeah, it right click and generate certain things, getter and setter for marks, and also for name. You can simply press alt plus enter, and of course generate even the toString thing. For both marks and name, and this is the way your data has to be displayed. That is your data will be displayed in your app, and you all can modify it if you all don't want this braces, or like I want a line after each data. So you can customize this as per the requirement. So guys, one important thing to be noticed, that we have to notice, is the new class, student class, which was created under the model package, has to extend Realm object. This is because you all can look at the instructions here. You all can go through the site completely once and then start up with, so that you all can understand it completely. So yeah, the next will be the coding part for your database. So guys, I have done certain basic things for your UI. That is, if you see, based on your UI design, we will have to initialize all of them. That is your name, marks, these are edit text, and button, and log. This is the text view wherein which it is going to get replaced with your data that you will have to save. And one line of code that you all have to do is this one: realm is equal to realm dot get default instance, and of course this data has to be stored. See, this is nothing but log is nothing but text view wherein which your data is going, I mean your data that you're going to store is going to get replaced with this. And this save is the button. So once you press the save, whatever you type in this edit text, name and marks, it has to be stored, isn't it? So therefore we'll have to create an on click listener thing, set on click listener of this, and of course this has to implement u dot on click listener. are getting some error because you'll have to have an on click method. That will do it now. And I think you'll have to even have an on destroy method also. On destroy, and you'll have to close this. That is run dot close. Yeah. So yeah, we need to have on click method. See, once the button is clicked, and we will have to write the database, isn't it? We'll have to write into the database. So that's what we are going to do. So for it, let's have a method. Say write to db method, and let us pass two things, that is name and marks. So yeah, so what we have given, this is the parameter. So name dot get text dot toString dot trim. Let's do it directly, and let's also pass the marks. So because it's an integer value, so we'll have to convert them. So integer dot parse int. Sorry, integer dot parse int. So the marks. So marks dot get text dot toString dot trim. So we'll have to do this. So you'll have to have a method, I mean write to db method function. So and it receives the parameter name and marks. Okay, fine. So now if you see, there are various ways where you can write the database. So in this site, if you just check out for Java, Android, and if you click write, there are various ways. That is, one is the transaction block format, where you can write the database right into your database. This is simple, but it is better always you can go for asynchronous transaction blocks. Say in this asynchronous transaction blocks, we are just going to put your data, and also you'll have to display certain messages if it is succeeded, or if a failure message, if there is some error on your log. So that is what you will have to do. So the return type, I don't think you'll need to have any return type. So yeah, so as I told you, like you all can go with the asynchronous transaction blocks. You all can just cut it, just have a look at how it works. So you all can cut this entire thing, copy it, and you all can give whatever you have created. Mind you, we have created it as student here under the model. This is nothing but model class. So student, and student, yeah, and this is again you'll have to change it to student. This is because we just copied it, and I think we don't have anything as such like name and all. We have this set marks method in this student.java. Yeah, we have get marks, set marks, and get name and set name. That's what we are doing there in this main activity.java. And yeah, we'll have to put the data that we have received or that is entered by the user. So marks, and here again name. So yeah, so again, yeah, if it is succeeded, you'll have to print that message in the log. So let me have log b and a keyword and your error message, I mean your success message. Database, I mean data inserted. So yeah, else if there is some error in inserting the data, you're going to print an error message, that is log.e and a tag, that is database, and e.get error message. Yeah, error.get message. So now we have completed, like what we have done is, like once a user clicks on the button, the data gets inserted. The next thing is like you will have to show your data in the log. That is, if you see this XML file, here the data has to be displayed. You can either display the data here, or you can create a new activity, have an intent, and put the data there also. So but for our simplicity, I'm going to display the content of the data here itself. So we'll have to just replace it. We'll have to set text, use the set text method and replace it, having a for loop for multiple value entries. So that is what we are going to do next. So now we'll have to show the data. For that also, you can go to this site, that is this Realm site, for Java Android, and under this queries you can use this particular thing to show your results. So of course you'll have to modify based on your project that you do. So in this my application.java, I mean in this main activity.java. So for this showing, let me have another method, show db, maybe that would be better, or like show data. So show data. So let me paste it, whatever I have copied it. So you'll have to change the modification. So the model that we use is student model. So replace person with student, because they have taken the example of student, and of course I think you'll have to do certain import. Let's do that later. Student, yeah, and here too. Student, and so let's remove this. So let's have a string called as an output string. Let it be an empty string. Guest, that is guest dot guest is nothing but the one which we use here. You can use it as a student or s or something like that. Guest dot converted to toString, and later we will have to set this log with this, that is you have to set it. So yeah, we are going to replace with this, replace the existing log, which is the text view. So for this you will have to import io.realm dot, I think, realm results. Yeah, exactly. So that's it, guys. We have done with this. So hopefully there are no errors. Hopefully it should work. Let's run and see it. So yeah, this is the way. This is a tutorial about how to insert your data and to display the data. So next thing is, so guys, I paused the video and just tried checking, I mean, just to make sure whether the app runs, and it wasn't running, and I was just facing an issue. I'll just tell you the reason. I forgot to tell one thing, is that in the manifest file, that is here, I forgot to include this particular thing. You'll have to include Android name is equal to dot my application. This is nothing but we have created an base application, isn't it? This one. So you'll have to include this manifest file. This manifest, we know that it's nothing but just like a manager for your app. You'll have to include this one particular line. Android name is equal to dot my, I mean the class name, whatever the base class name. So let me test our application now. Let it run. It might take few time. So similarly, you can perform various other tasks like delete, I mean update, all those deletion, all those things, and you all can explore more. And however, this is the basic way to start it up. So yeah, let's check the output now. Yeah, so let me give the name as XYZ, and marks code by him is 100. So let me save it. So yeah, this was the one which I had previously tried for. So this is the data that I have entered. So yeah, that's it, guys. So yeah, this was my first video on Realm database. Maybe in the future I'll be doing for update, delete, and throw if I get some requests in the comment. So please do subscribe. I'll be uploading